life of the Holy Prophet and the existence of Islam in the world, not restricted to any class of the believer of any particular age. AP 1. Suhaf, plural of saf, i.e. page, lit. Pages, see note. 2. Refer to. 3. 19, 4. 163 to 165. 3. Submission to God and service to mankind as the standing religion refer to. 25. 30 to 33. 4. Not restricted to any class of the believers of any particular age. AP 5. See Dut. 1815 and 18. 6. See Dut. 1815 and 18. 7. See John 16:13. 8. See 2. 151, 80. 13 to 16. 9. Refer to verses 80, 13 to 14, 53, 36, 37, 87, 18, 19, 20, 133, 10. See 9, 36, 12, 40, 11. For Hanifs, see 2. 135, 12. See 25, 30 to 33. Shares. Surah al-Zilzal, the quaking. Revealed at Mecca. 8 verses in one section. Sections of Surah al-Zilzal. 1. Everyone shall see his own deeds. Al-Zilzal, everyone shall see his own deeds. Whatever man earned of good and evil, will be shown to him on the day of judgment and shall be duly recompensed for it, be it even of an atom's weight. In the name of God the Beneficent the Merciful. When the earth shall quake with her terrible quaking. 199. 1. And the earth bringeth forth her burdens. 99. 2. And man shall say, what hath happened to her? 2. 99. 3. On that day she shall relate her news about all that happened on her. 99. 4. That thy Lord hath revealed unto her. 399. 5. On that day shall come out people from their graves in scattered groups, to be shown their own deeds. 499. 6. Then he who hath done an atomweight of good shall see it. 599. 7. And he who hath done an atomweight of evil shall see it. 699. 8. Commentary. Verse 1 and 2. These verses 1 to 4 refer to the violent effects of destruction and disaster the earth will suffer on the day of judgment. See chapter 88. The whole earth will be quaked and getting reduced to nothing, bursting and throwing out all its contents, even the heaviest of them. Verse 3. Since the disaster will overtake the world all of a sudden, the sudden upheaval and the uprooting of the mountains and the strongest structures on earth and the convulsion of the earth as a whole will only confound man, who will be plunged into a terrific surprise. Verse 4. The earth will declare aloud what all had happened on it. Tamim ibn Hatim says, once we went to Basra, and while we were about to camp, a quake of earth was felt. We were all panicky, but Ali got down from his camel and placing his hand on the ground, addressing the earth, said, what hast happened to thee? The quaking stopped. Lady Fatima reports that once in Medina an earthquake was felt and the people got panicky and rushed to Abu Bakr and Omar, who took the whole multitude to the door of Ali, and Ali came out with perfect peace of mind and took the people outside Medina, and sitting on a mound, addressed the huge crowd and asked them, saying, ye are panicky at this quaking of the earth, what will you do when it will quake before the day of judgment? Saying this, Ali placed his hand on the ground and addressing the earth, said, what hast happened to thee? The quaking stopped and the shaking of the houses of Medina suddenly ceased. Then Ali turned to the multitude and asked, do ye wonder at this? I am the one to whom the earth will speak on the day of judgment, and recited this surah. Ms. The Holy Prophet is reported to have said that, save yourselves from calamities by always being clean with ablutions. Save yourselves by always being regular in your prayers. Beware of your good and evil deeds on earth, for it will disclose everything on the day of judgment. Verse 5. The word of command from the Almighty Lord would have brought the dissolutive and disastrous effect. And the deeds done openly or secretly will be laid bare in the full light of the day. Wahi, or the revelation or instruction or command, need not always be through an angel. 7. This verse indicates the extent of the divine revelation, and that even the earth shall have some sort of receiving the revelation. AP. Verse 6. Since the day of the final judgment will be the day of sorting out the good and the evil stuff in humanity. The dead will be divided into groups of good and bad according to the various levels of their merits and demerits, and rising from their graves, rush to see to know what is there for them by way of their own earning in this world, in the records of their own deeds. 8. This is the first stage of the total resurrection. AP. Verse 7. Note how man is warned of the strictness with which he will be dealt with in the accounting for his deeds. Even the smallest deed, good or evil, will not escape the accounting and will be duly recompensed, and no one will be able to bear the burden of the other 9. In this state every individual will realize his own deeds, good or bad, and the last stage of the resurrection is the judging of the actions, as a whole, i.e. the last stage of Shafa'at al-Kubra. These verses have been taken as to signify that our action here assumes concrete forms on the resurrection day, causing pleasure or pain. AP. 1. C. 70. 7-9. And shall be made manifest whatever is in the breasts' hearts. 110. Verily, their Lord, that day concerning them, will be fully aware. 111. Commentary. Verse 1. Verses 1-5 are the mystic symbols of some event of special importance. Commentators have given some imaginary interpretation to the symbolic use of the words. The truth is that the surah as a whole was revealed on a particular occasion of special importance. The 6th Holy Imam Ja'far ibn Muhammad as-Sadiq says that the tribes of Bani Salim collected a huge force to make a sudden and a very heavy attack on Medina, to kill the Muslims and to arrest the Holy Prophet and then to torture him. On receiving the news of this gathering of the hostile forces, the Holy Prophet sent an army under one of his companions who ran away from the field and returned utterly defeated, suffering a heavy loss, and owing to his running away from the field, many of the Muslims were killed. The Holy Prophet gave the banner of Islam to another companion and sent him, and he also ran away from the field, with a disastrous defeat and the heavy loss suffered by the Muslim army. Umar al-As offered himself to go to fight the enemy, boasting that he would see the enemy as duly punished, and he was sent, and he also returned with the same result as on the previous 2 occasions. At last the Holy Prophet called Ali and handed over the banner of Islam to him, and placing the defeated companions under him, dispatched him to meet the enemy, himself accompanying Ali up to the mosque of Azab outside Medina. The army marched at night and kept itself concealed at day, and thus he reached the place and made a sudden attack on the enemy's forces at the early hours of the dawn and won an easy victory. Most of the enemy's men were killed, and those remaining, Ali put them in chains and brought them to the Holy Prophet in Medina. When the news of the victorious Ali approaching Medina reached the Holy Prophet, he went out of the city to receive Ali and the victorious soldiers of Islam. Kissing Ali on his forehead, the Holy Prophet said, "O Ali, if there had not been the risk of the people misled to raise thee to the position, as the Christians have done in the case of Jesus, I would have disclosed certain things about thee, after which, people would have sought the dust under thy feet to get the cure for their ailments." The Holy Prophet and the Muslim army had not even entered Medina that the messenger angel Gabriel conveyed this surah to the Holy Prophet. Ms. The first 5 verses of this surah describe the event, praising the activity of the move of the army to defend the truth and its believers under its ever-victorious commander, who saved the faith and the faithful by defeating the enemy and not running away, leaving the Muslim soldiers to their fate in the hands of the triumphant foe to suffer death and destruction. As regards the companions, who ran away from the field and returned defeated on the first 2 occasions, refer to history. References to the glorious march of the chargers of the brave defenders of the faith, running fast, panting. Besides the reference to the particular expedition known as Zadus Salasal, the first 5 verses may refer to the camel, or horse cavalries which were used by the Muslims against the disbelievers, or for pilgrimage. AP. Verse 2. The march being in the night, creating bright sparks of fire by the striking of the hoofs of the chargers on the rocky soil on which they marched.